This is PrintingNews.com at EXPO 2016. I'm James Matthews-Paul, and I'm here with Robert Ross, CEO of Xanté.
Hello.
Robert, thank you very much for joining me. I'd just like to go in and ask a little bit about how you think your background as an engineer has helped shape what Xanté is doing and where Xanté is going as a company.
Well, it's kind of like a football coach. In order to be a football coach, you have to actually play the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where the great ones are. And I'm an electrical engineer, and I'm the CEO of Xanté. I think it's very, very important for technology companies to realize what they're good at and really focus there. I focus most of my time on product development, engineering, new technology, new ideas. And that's because I have a background that's technical, not necessarily a business background. And I think it's really important for this industry to really push the technology. And to do that, it takes an engineer that understands what the customer is asking for right now, but also then can predict, looking at the technology, of what they're going to ask for 18 months from now. That's the most important, not what your customer is asking for today. You don't want to develop what they're asking for today. You want to figure out what they're going to ask for 18 months from now. And we really call that a product champion, and that's what a company needs as a CEO.
I think that's a very, very interesting point, especially now that we're seeing, say for example with inkjet, that pushing into textile, into industrial markets and predicting those future needs. I wonder, do you think it's fair to say that print is still thinking of itself as an ink on paper industry, and should it think of itself as an ink on paper industry?
I don't think we think of ourselves as an ink on paper industry. I think the world kind of thinks we're ink on paper, but we're seeing a lot of diversity with our customers. When you walk into one of their shops, you're seeing lots of wide format, lots of signs, lots of packaging, and those are growth industries, but still the same basic technology. We're putting ink, toner, those sorts of things on media. It's just not books, it's just not magazines. Every shop is now diversifying. Direct mail is a big deal in the shops now. It used to be direct mail was a whole different provider. The shops are saying, hey look, 90% of what we do follows that market. Let's get into it. Let's be effective in signage. Let's look at packaging and those sorts of things, because it's really the same technology, just on a little bit different media. And certainly there's a lot of excitement about textile printing, your backdrop for instance. So again, the shops just have to broaden what they're doing, but really 90% of it is the same basic technology.
And you've mentioned a number of different vertical markets that provide opportunities for print service providers there. What do you think those present in terms of growth opportunities for them, and how would you recommend they access them?
Well, shows like EXPO, incredibly important to go to the shows, walk the aisles 2 or 3 times, see each vendor multiple times, and get their opinions and ask them about their competitors and what the differences are, so you can really make a good, logical decision. Certainly printing news magazines, show dailies, those types of things do a great job from an editorial standpoint of educating the customers. A lot of online newsletters and things like that. And then, of course, print shops. Our industry is interesting. Print shops don't really look at each other like I'm competing with this guy down the street. They really work together, they talk a lot, and they share ideas. And that's really, really important. We're not a dead industry. We're just an industry that's evolving. I mean, just like in the mid-1980s, where the print shop and the film and the plate shops kind of molded together. And now we're seeing signage, packaging, direct mail mold together as our customers look for new markets to create new revenue. And it's not reinventing the wheel in shop. It's the same thing. It's just a little bit different media.
What's exciting you at the moment in the printing industry, and what would excite you if you were a normal punter coming to EXPO?
Well, this is a very healthy industry. It's still growing. There's still a tremendous amount of opportunity. We're not as sexy an industry as we were 20 years ago. There's a lot of things, Facebook and whatever, that people are focusing attention on. But we're like building construction. We're like building roads, that sort of thing. We're not going away. It's a very solid industry. There's money to be made here, and we're going to be around for a long, long time.
And what would you say to somebody, say, considering a career or looking at this industry from the outside? What message would you really like to put across to them?
It's fantastic industry to be in, because it is so steady, so solid. It has basic parameters. You do not, the amount of money, if you wanted to open your own print shop or if you wanted to join a print shop, It's not a lot, and where you can be really effective. And you can be creative every day. You're working with a lot of customers. You're working with things that are new medias, new printing technologies. It's an exciting industry, and it's exciting to me every day. As an engineer going to work, I'm really, the first thing I do is I go into our R&D department and start working with those guys first thing in the morning, because I get to be creative, and that's really excites me a lot more than the CEO part. The development part is just so exciting to just do something new every day and try to really invent and be creative.
Robert Ross, your passion and enthusiasm for print really comes out. I'm sure that our viewers will see that too. Thank you ever so much for joining us here with PrintingNews.com at Graph Expo.
Thank you.